Hi guys, it's me, V, just a person who was a straight A student of K-pop was a major. It is finally time for me to announce my top 5 boy groups in K-pop of 2021. A couple of days ago I did post my top 10 K-pop songs of 2021 boy group version, and I thought it would be perfect to do my top 5 boy groups after that video, and then my next video is going to be my top 10 K-pop songs of 2021 girl group version, and then my top 5 girl groups. I feel like that was like a good order to do them in. Okay, and I honestly don't really know why I do top 5, why that number, but I feel like it's a good number. I feel like I could have done like a top 10 K-pop groups, but top 5 is, I don't know how to explain it, but it makes it more special, like just having to pick 5 instead of 10. I don't know, I like the sound of that better than my top 10 favorite, because you guys probably know that I'm such a multi-stan in K-pop. I listen to like pretty much all groups out there, so just to pick 5, it's not that easy, but I also feel like it would have been more difficult for me to do top 10, because how do you even compare groups when it's like a top 10? It is much easier when it is a top 5. See, I've made my list, it is done. It was honestly quite easy, easier than I expected. Like my top 3 was super easy, and then the next like 4 and 5 quite easy as well, even though spot number 5 is the hardest one because you want to include more groups. But yeah, okay, obviously I'm gonna start with number 5, and I don't know, the way I usually do these videos is just to like talk a little bit about the groups and like why I like them so much and everything, so no reacting in this video. Okay, so number 5 is a group that was included in my top 10 K-pop songs of 2021 boy group version. Honestly, they all are, which makes sense, right? Because as I explained in that top 10 K-pop songs video, it would make sense to include songs from your favorite group in your favorite songs list. And I promise I have not been biased about my lists this year. It just, for me, it obviously makes sense to, for your favorite groups to have some of your favorite songs as well, you know, because why would they be my favorite groups if they didn't have good songs that I like, you know? Anyways, I hope that makes sense, but I promise I've not been biased about my list. Okay, number 5 is my boys in Cravity. Yeah, I've stan them since debut, even though I think they have improved since debut as well. Break All the Rules is, in my opinion, their weakest title track, but still very good for a debut. But they have just improved, and they keep improving in every single comeback as well. I obviously knew 2 of the members from before, but with that being said, I don't stand this group because of Youngjun and Minhee. I love all members equally as much. It is such an amazing group. A lot of members, but like not too many either. like, because they're so talented and talented in different areas, like rap, singing, dancing. They're all amazing dancers, by the way. They are insanely good. And yeah, as I said, they just keep improving. My favorite, oh, it's so hard. Yeah, 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 is my favorite title track by them. But they have just their whole discography in general is amazing. I always tend to do album reactions when they have new albums coming out, because I know it's gonna be good. Like Bad Habits, that was actually written by 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪, the leader of 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗅𝗓, could have been a title track if you ask me. That B-side is iconic. Also 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪, another B-side from another album, also extremely good. 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪, so good. Like, they have an amazing discography and I love all members. 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗓𝗢𝗪 is my bias, but not because of X1, I promise. But love all members. And yeah, as I said, stand them since debut, but learned to love them more and more, like for like each comeback, it feels like. So honestly, I think they could have like placed higher even on my list. But now for number 4, and this group, I'm pretty damn sure that they have been in my top 5 list all 3 years. This is the 3rd year I'm doing these videos, like my top 5 and top 10 songs. This group has been on that list all 3 years, and they made it again. And the group is Ateez. I don't know how they do it, where they deliver in every single comeback. And even though they're just like number 4 on my list, in my opinion, Ateez has like the best discography out there among the boy groups in K-pop. Their B-sides are just insanely good, and for me, like my liking, apparently Ateez has the best discography out there. So you may ask, why are they just number 4? But I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, my bias in the group is Yeosang. He has been my bias since debut. That's insane. But I do have several bias records in the group. And the reason, like, as for like my favorite songs by them, I can't pick. I freaking can't pick, because their discography is good and they always delivers. Like, their songs are always top notch. So I honestly can't pick favorite songs by Ateez. But I guess I can mention like some of my like top. But like, honestly, their older stuff might be, I don't know. Treasure might be my like number 1 song by Ateez. But like, Say My Name, Wave also is one of my favorites. Déjà Vu was in my top 10 K-pop songs from 2021 boy group version this year. So for this year, Déjà Vu is my favorite song by them. But like, their whole recent album, Zero Fever Epilogue, was amazing. Like, the B-sides on there. But as I said, they have my favorite discography. So yeah, that was number 4. And now for number 3. And I honestly, this is kind of weird, but because I think this group that's on my number 3 spot this year has previously 2 years in a row been number 1. And you may now know what group it is. It is Stray Kids. So they're now number 3, and they have 2 years in a row been number 1. I still love this group to death, but I've talked about this before and I don't really know how to explain myself. I feel like I don't even have to explain myself, but I miss older Stray Kids. Also, I have this thing where when a group gains a huge amount of popularity, I somehow my interest drops a little bit. I don't know why. This happened with BTS. I was like the biggest BTS fan, and I don't really, I mean, I kind of stand them, but like I don't really listen to them anymore. And I hate the fact that I feel that way and that it happens, but I can't do anything about it. But there's still, thank God it hasn't happened like fully. I still love this group to death, but just like they've become so popular that I'm like, okay, it's not special for me anymore to be like a huge fan of them. I still am though, and I hope it won't happen like fully where I lose interest, but I don't think it will, because it is obviously, it's not the same with BTS where they become like huge international. It may happen though. But yeah, thank God it hasn't happened yet. They're still in my top 5, thank God. But I don't know. I also talked about I miss where you had no idea what to expect from Stray Kids, where like they released Side Effects and everyone was like, what is this? And Miro and District 9, Voices, Elevator, Chronosaurus, which is like one iconic B-side. Now they have kind of like found like a formula of like their for their title tracks, where the pre-chorus is Sungmin and Bangchan doing the pre-chorus. Then there's this amazing chorus with a sick choreography. But like, I'm not saying that the title tracks are the same, but like it was more different before, if that makes sense. But they did release some amazing songs this year, like Thunderous, iconic, like so freaking good. Christmas Evil as well, that was so good. But yeah, to me, like Miro, still my favorite song by them. But like District 9 is a close second. But like Miro, one of the best songs ever made in K-pop. Like it is so good. Boys, I have a hard time choosing between Changbin and Jisung. But like Minho has been like such a bias wrecker for me this year. Because I feel like sometimes I'm leaning more towards Jisung, and then other days I'm leaning more towards Changbin. So like those two are my bias, and then Minho is my bias wrecker in the group. But yeah, Stray Kids is my number 3, and who knows, maybe they will climb up higher next year again. I have no idea. Okay, now for number 2, which is _𝗏𝗏. Again, like I've stanned this group since debut. They are, I mean, almost since debut. I think they had released Twilight when I discovered them for the first time. So they had done Valkyrie and Twilight as title tracks when I discovered this group, and I was just mesmerized. Twilight, yeah, Twilight still my favorite song by _𝗏𝗏, even though they have released so many amazing songs since that as well, but like there's something special for me about Twilight. Yeah. And this year particularly, they have released a lot, so much. They've been spoiling us with releases and comebacks and everything. And yeah, bias. Oh, it's so hard. Raven, but Suho has really been bias wrecking me lately. But I think my bias is still Raven, and he has pretty much been that since debut. No, not quite. I think Connie was my first bias in the group. Okay, yeah. And also, you guys know that 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗓𝗪 was on my top 10 list. Was it number 5? Might be number 5 or something like that. Let's see. It was number 5, which is pretty damn good. Yeah, so for me, this year, 𝗙𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗪 was their best song for this year. But I can't wait to see what they do for this year, 2022. Okay, yes. Now for number 1, my favorite boy group of 2021. And you guys might think, yeah, it's no surprise either. I don't know what it is about this group that just captivated me the way that they have. And I honestly feel they have just climbed up. I've just been loving them more and more each year, it feels like, because they've just been climbing up the list. And number 1, it is Golden Child, my absolute favorite boy group last year, 2021. I don't know. I have no idea how they do it. Why I'm so drawn to this group. It's an amazing combination of members and talent and personalities. Their songs is insane, but I've also volume is one of my favorite entertainments. They've also got 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗓𝗪, which is also one of my favorite boy groups, but not top 5 this year, because I feel like they were better last year actually. But also, yeah, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗓𝗪 as well. So it might be something about the entertainment as well, because they're also, same with Ateez, they have one amazing discography. Their B-sides are so good. And as for my bias, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was Jaehyun, because last year he was my bias wrecker, and then Yoo-chan and Y was my 2 biases, and Jaehyun as my bias wrecker. Then it changed that Jaehyun was my bias, but now I feel almost like back with Y as my bias. So now I'm like, is it Jaehyun or is it Y as my bias? I don't know. I love all members of Golden Child, and yeah, they so freaking talented, so talented, all members. And this year particularly, they have released so many sick songs. Like, you know that Burn It was my favorite song of 2021 boy group version, but I also almost included 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗪𝗪𝗪 and Cool Cool, which is the B-side, on my top 10 list. I also could have included 𝗙𝗓𝗏. This year they have released so much and so many amazing songs. Like, yeah, there's no doubt that Golden Child is my favorite boy group right now. And as I said, it's just escalated, where I became more and more obsessed, and then now they're my absolute favorite. And some of you guys are so amazing, where you always look forward to my Golden Child reactions. I always do album reactions as well by this group, because their discography is amazing. But yeah, I guess that's why, because maybe it shows how much I love the group. I'm always so excited to react to them, so it means a lot that you guys like my reactions to Golden Child as well. And yeah, that was my top 5. I can go through it again just as a summary. Number 5, Cravity. Number 4, Ateez. Number 3, Stray Kids. Number 2, 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗓𝗪. And my absolute favorite, number 1, Golden Child. And yeah, as I did mention in my top 10 K-pop songs boy group version video, these videos are the absolute highlights of the year for me. I always look forward to doing these, like both my top 10 K-pop songs and my top 5 groups. And I honestly, I'm excited to do the one next year. Like, okay, let me know down below your top 5 boy groups 2021. And yeah, as always, before you leave this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again another time. Bye.